Shabbat Shalom all. It's very nice to see you. Give me a thumbs up if you're hearing well. You're here fine. Yes? Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you notice that what you're looking at is different than what you've seen for many months. Okay, yes, Sharon, great. Exactly. We just... Oh, it's the wrong holiday. Darn it. What? Yeah, that's right. Yes, our post-Hanukkah Chidush, our new renewal, now that Hanukkah is behind us, is to try to help us all reconnect with this amazing space in our chapel, our Rudin Chapel. And in this darkest time of the year, being in this room certainly is helpful for me. I feel the brightness and the hope and the friendship that we have felt, we've shared together so many times. Cantor Davis, it might well be a Shehechianu moment for you, I believe, in that this is the first service you will be leading from this room. Am I right? I think I'm right. Shabbat service?
It is the first communal service.
Communal service.
Where people are present together with us on Zoom. But we've done a couple things in here for high holidays.
Oh, that's true. Absolutely.
But no one was watching us do it.
Exactly.
So it's actually pretty exciting.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen to that. Thank God that this is not Shai Kedmi's first time with us, maybe 101st time. So it's a blessing to see you, Shai, and to be here with you. So we're going to light the Shabbat lights. We've completed, yay, Lila, I see you preparing. I love it. We've completed our our Hanukkah candles and Hanukkah holiday. So hopefully the glow of all those lights is still with us. But we need the new light every Shabbat. So Lila and Hannah and Sharon and Michael, it is our honor and our pleasure, our joy to get to ask you to lead us in the lighting of the Shabbat candles as we begin to celebrate your Bat Mitzvah weekend in Shabbat. Lila. Okay, so we're going to turn it over to you guys. On page 2, for anyone following along, light your candles at home, and they will lead us.
Lila's first time lighting her own set.
Yes.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'echad mikneh shel Shabbat. Amen.
Mazel tov to you all. All right, so we turn to page. Hello, let me pull my page 12. Psalm 95. Lechu Neranana, page 12. Thank you, Freemans.
Lechu Neranana. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria letzor yishenu, ekad machmatan v'toda. Naria, naria letzor yishenu, bizmiron naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
we turn to page 16, Psalm 98, Zamrul Adonai Bechinor.
Zamrul Adonai Bechinor, Bechinor v'kol zimra, Bechatzatzot v'kol shofar, Arir lifnei HaMelech Adonai, Yehiram hayam umro, לשפוט הארץ, לשפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים מישרים. ירח הים ומלואו, תבל ויושבי בה. נהרות ימחא ופח, יחד הרים ירננו. נהרות ימחא ופח, יחד הרים ירננו.
17. This paragraph.
והשתחוו בהר קודשו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו בהר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו בהר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו בהר קודשו.
Let's turn to page 19. You know, we often are trying, experimenting, exploring different little tweaks, and we're trying to integrate more English and with the Hebrew. So if you have suggestions or preferences, let us know. But 19, if you want to share this beautiful Psalm 29, well, let's offer this in English on 19. The voice of Adonai kindles flames of fire. The voice of Adonai convulses the wilderness. Adonai convulses the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Adonai causes hinds to calve and strips forests bare. While in God's temple all say glory, Adonai sat enthroned at the flood. Adonai sits enthroned, sovereign forever. May Adonai grant strength. Adonai oz la mohitain to God's people. Adonai varech et amo v'shalom. May Adonai bestow on God's people well-being. We turn to L'chadodi on page 20.
שמור וזכור בדיבורך ישמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקרא כלה לה 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 בני שבת נקרב אליו. Verse 2 לקראת שבת לכוון אליך כי מכל הברכה מראש מקדם לסופה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה יאללה לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקרא כלה יאללה לה 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 פני שבת נקרב אליו. Verse 5 התעוררי כי בעורף ומאורי אורי אורי שידברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך אדוני לקראת פניו פני שבת נקרב אליו.
Turn to verse 9. Verse 9, if it's your custom to rise, please feel free to do so. We have this invitation, this opportunity to celebrate the best in ourselves, the best in the world, the highest aspirations of covenant, of commitment, of love, and devotion. That's what our standing has symbolized for Jews for 500 years at this moment. Last paragraph 9 and 21.
אוי ושלום עטרת בלה גם בשמחה ברצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי קלה בואי קלה היי היי לי לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקרא קלה לה 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 בני שבת בני שבת נקבלה לה 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 לך דודי לה 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 לקרא קלה לה 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 בני שבת בני שבת נקבלה לה 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 לך דודי La 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 לקרא קלה La 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 בני שבת בני שבת
The face, Pnei Shabbat, the face. It's like Shabbat has a face. It's like we can look right at her or him or them. Forgive me, I'm not great with these pronouns, but it's an amazing idea. It's an amazing vision that we can look at the try. Sometimes maybe it's better if we close our eyes. We can see the face. We can see the face more clearly. If we close our eyes, sometimes we see better with our eyes closed, and when all of the distractions in front of us make it harder to see. I think Lecha Dodi precedes Shalom Aleichem because we were invited and nudged to see the angel in each of our loved ones and each of the members of our home. See the angel dust and the angel energy and the angel potential. So let's turn from Lecha Dodi. Oh, I should. What?
To the Psalm for Shabbat.
The Psalm, the Psalm for Shabbat, right? We'll get to the Shalom Aleichem in a moment. Page 22. Mizmor Shir L'Yom Shabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי עשר ועלי נבר עלי היגיון וכינור מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון. At the indented part of the page, tzaddik אתה אמר
24, offering Shalom Aleichem, celebrating the angels in the cosmos and the angels in our lives. 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Yon, Melech, Malachi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Herion. Melech Malachi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Eyon. Melech Malachi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Eyon. Melech Malachi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch
If you'd like to rise for the Baruch Hu, we're on page 28. Page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, אמרי והרבי.
32 Ahavat Olam, a great love from above.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אתה. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למענך. בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ויורך ימינו ובהם נגד יומם בלילה יומם בלילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated if you're standing, page 36. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם.
Before we turn to Micha Mocha on page 40, I want to share something that I received this week. Micha Mocha, this journey to freedom, a journey that every people's strives for and aspires to. It's a central metaphor for Dr. King, and a month from now we'll be celebrating with friends on Martin Luther King Shabbat. But as some of you, maybe all of you, many of you know, this past week there was really a horrible anti-Semitic experience and act committed towards North Shore Hebrew Academy. And I want to share with you just a very brief letter that was written to me and to several other rabbis, Rabbi Schweber at Temple Israel, Rabbi Klayman at Temple in, what's Rabbi Klayman? Little Neck? All of a sudden I'm forgetting. Anyway, both really, really wonderful people. And it's written by the Great Neck Chinese Association Board, specifically from Kevin Sun, who's really such a wonderful human being. He writes, "Dear Rabbis Schweber, Feldman, Klayman, and our Jewish friends, The board members of GNCA are deeply disturbed by the hateful cyber attack on the North Shore Hebrew Academy. At this difficult time, we would like to offer our sincere solidarity with our Jewish friends and neighbors of Great Neck. The anti-Semitic attack on the yeshiva is not only a gutless attack on the Jewish children, but also an attack on all minority groups and all school children who deserve to be loved and protected. The Chinese community of Great Neck will stand shoulder to shoulder with our Jewish friends and neighbors in defending the diversity and openness that America was built upon. If there is anything that we can help to fight against anti-Semitism, bigotry, and hate of any forms, please do not hesitate to let us know. Best regards, the GNCA board. We're hoping there's a possibility that we'll come together to bring our voices together and support of and to advance our shared values of fighting hatred and bigotry, fighting anti-Semitism, and celebrating the values of, the God image in every one of us. And I think it is very much of the essence of what Michamocha is about. So we can turn together on page 40, Michamocha. Page 42, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu shomreinu Shomreinu lechayim Hashkivenu Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'hamidenu shomreinu shomreinu lechayim Ufros aleinu Sukat shlomecha Ufros aleinu Sukat shlomecha
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai Aborei Sukat Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim.
We turn now to a prayer of sacred, creating sacred time in this world of complicated space. Page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, מודים לעולם, מודים לעולם, מודים לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת בנפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And we now have arrived at our Amidah, our Tefillah, the standing service. If you'd like to rise on page 46, please feel free to do so.
Eloheinu, Elohe Avotinu, לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם ושלג, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני עבר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Page 52.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Should we take a few moments for our own private personal prayer, standing, seated, whatever is your preference, and we will come together in a few moments with on page 57. Everlasting one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you in this land, in Zion restored in all lands, you are God, whom alone we serve. Tigera hana avo, Baruch atah Adonai sholcha levarcha, Tigera avo. Turn to page 62. Excuse me, page 60 for Shalom Rav, page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Blesses our people.
Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai המברך את עמו ישראל.
With this beautiful prayer for peace on our lips, we'll turn our love and our prayers to those in need of healing, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. Please feel free to text in the names of loved ones in need of some kind of healing.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Well, tonight, Judah and Joseph, brothers, sons of Jacob, they are our principal players. Joseph is now the chief of staff to Pharaoh. He'll conceive of the plan that saves most of the Middle East from starvation. Judah is one of Joseph's big brothers who failed to take care of him many years earlier. Judah allowed his brother to be thrown into a pit and then sold as a servant to the Ishmaelites. I want to take you back a week. Parshat Vayeshev. Remember what happened. This is chapter 37. Joseph's brothers returned to the pit that they put Joseph into, and they're shocked to discover Joseph's coat, but not Joseph himself. Joseph himself somehow was no longer there. The brothers slaughter a kid, dip the coat in its blood, and return to their father Jacob. Feigning shock and faking heartbreak, they say, "Father, we found this coat. Please examine it. Is it your son's tunic or not?" And Father Jacob says, "My son's tunic. A savage beast devoured him. Joseph was torn by a beast." Of course, the truth was otherwise. The tunic was bloodied by them, the brothers, not by a wild beast. The truth was otherwise because Joseph was not dead. But Father Jacob had no idea of the truth. And so he rent his clothes, put on sackcloth, and mourned for many days. So much fake news. Joseph's brothers were among the original purveyors of fake news. And there's more in the following chapter. Judah is told that daughter-in-law Tamar is suspected of being a harlot. Immediately, Judah states that she should be burned for her immoral harlotry. Without missing a beat, Judah supports a lethal reality that he is totally contrary to the truth. Immune to his own dishonesty, denying his own culpability, Judah is the ultimate example of fake news that protects the standing and stature of a leader. Disregarding the well-being of his daughter-in-law, Tamar, no matter the price that she will have to pay,
Mayor, we can't hear you. Grab the mic next to the guitar. No, we can't hear you with that one either.
hello? Can you hear me? Thumbs up?
There we go. Yes.
So I should use this mic or put on?
That one sounds better if you want to use that one.
The handheld? So do I just continue or go back to the beginning? Okay.
Continue.
Okay. So the real news was that after Judah's wife had died and after his mourning period was over, he took a harlot for himself. It turned out that the woman who pretended to be a harlot was Tamar herself. And the reason she did this is that Judah had denied his Jewish obligation to allow Tamar to marry Judah's third son. So we know the routine: deny personal responsibility and drum up fake news. That was Judah's formula. And we see it again in the next chapter. Potiphar's wife attacks Joseph. She frames him. She says to Potiphar, her husband, the Hebrew slave you brought into our house, he came on to me to dally with me. Oh, how hard it is to fight fake news. It's so difficult to prove the negative of something. Fake news, which is put out there as truth, is often the opposite of truth. It's the opposite of what really happened. Joseph had been called up from prison by Potiphar, a high official in the Pharaoh's court. Potiphar took a liking to Joseph. He trusted Joseph and made him his personal attendant with wide-ranging responsibility and authority. And after a time, Potiphar's wife also took a liking to Joseph, a great liking. So much so that she tried to seduce him. Shichva imi, lie with me, said Potiphar's wife to Joseph. Shichva imi. And here's his response. Your master and mine has withheld nothing from me except for you yourself. How then could I do this wicked thing and sin before God? Potiphar's wife was hurt and angry. Rather than admitting the truth that Joseph had rejected her advance, she lied. In essence, she Facebooked about unsavory, intimidating advances, which didn't happen. It's obvious that the Torah is very concerned with fake news. Torah has been teaching us for 3,000 years the profound danger that fake news can bring. The lies of Potiphar's wife stole years from Joseph's life. Lies and fake news placed Tamar, the great-grandmother of David, only a breath away from being burned at the stake. The fake news of Joseph's brothers brought division and devastation to our family. It broke the heart of Father Jacob. It prevented us from confronting our grievances, from trying to heal our pains. Fake news destroyed our family unity. It sent us down to Egypt, to 220 years of slavery. As we know today, millions of people are consuming news that is false, fake, and dangerous. One growing source of fake news is something called Q, or QAnon. In a May 2019 memo, the FBI identified QAnon as a threat to our nation, outlining how, quote, fringe political conspiracy theories very likely motivate some domestic extremists to commit criminal, sometimes violent activity. Joel Finkelstein is the co-founder of the NCRI, the National Contagion Research Institute, which tracks misinformation on social media, misinformation that's consumed by millions and millions of users. Mr. Finkelstein says this: QAnon is a disinformation network that has grown like a virus to attack the pillars of our democracy systematically with very specific forms of disinformation. Working with the highest levels of power in our country, they've found ways to hijack our national conversation. Finkelstein explains that false and dangerous pieces of misinformation have been tweeted and retweeted over 4,000 times in an hour. QAnon misinformation campaigns include the following: that the devastating California wildfires were started by Antifa, that President-elect Biden didn't really break his foot while playing with his dog, but rather Q said, just heard today Biden won't be sworn in. The proof, they say, is Biden's ankle boot, but it conceals a GPS ankle bracelet. You see, Biden's already been arrested. John McCain, the revered war hero and former senator from Arizona, didn't really die of brain cancer, but instead killed himself ahead of being tried by a secret military tribunal. Hillary Clinton ran a pedophilia ring out of a pizza shop in Washington, D.C. And Q's mission, self-appointed mission, is to save the world from a Satan-worshiping cabal of pedophile pizza fanatics. I know, friends, it sounds crazy. It is crazy. But many are saying, don't dismiss these unbelievable examples of fake and dangerous news. Millions of people are consuming it. Denver Riggleman, a Republican congressman from Virginia, said this about QAnon. A lot of people scoff at QAnon, think it's just a bunch of idiots who believe anything on the internet. But there's something sinister here. It's something much more dangerous going on. As most of you know, I generally don't raise contemporary issues for their political import. Rather, I ask us to think about matters in the news cycle because as Jews, as serious readers of Torah, we have a responsibility, the mitzvah, that it's so important to learn and to think. As Jews, it's our responsibility to deepen our Judaism and thereby improve our souls and our lives. Yes, we know about fake news. Torah is full of conspiracy theories, of misinformation, of lies and deception. They fill our Torah readings. Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob and Esau, Lavan and Rachel, and now Joseph and Judah and their brothers. The question tonight is, what's the Torah's tikkun or insight? What mitzvah does the Torah bring that addresses the dangerous, maybe the plague of fake news, false conspiracy theories, rampant misinformation? The answer is whispering to us from three different sources, all related to this moment. It's pretty clear. I'd like to believe it's even pretty simple. And the simple, clear, critical message can be gleaned first from the daily Torah passages we just read on Hanukkah. Second, from the central character in our narrative, that being Judah. And third, from the lights of the Hanukkah menorah that we lit for the last 8 nights. All three, I think, point to the same, a very interconnected insight. First, our Hanukkah Torah readings. It's a long and repetitive list of sacrifices that are brought every day for 12 consecutive days. They're all from the Parsha Naso in the book of Numbers. These sacrifices celebrate the Chanukah Habayit. Listen to the Hebrew, Chanukah Habayit, the consecration of the tabernacle, of the Mishkan. Each of the 12 days, a chieftain from the 12 tribes brings the same exact sacrifices. Every day, the sacrifices are identical. A leader from every constituency within the Jewish family participates in this ritual. No one offers a greater or lesser sacrifice than the other. Every leader from each of the 12 tribes recognizes that the other leaders and their sacrifices are equal in value, integrity, and sincerity. You'd be right to wonder, but wait, how does this relate to fake news? What do these identical offerings by each tribe have to do with fake news? The Chanukah Habayit, the dedication of the tabernacle, is a clear rejection of fake news. Let me tell you how. Fake news is always doing one thing. It always has the same goal: to defame, denounce, denigrate, disparage a human being, an elected official of a competing party. Fake news never helps us to see similarities or sharpen our appreciation for a compelling but different perspective. It always serves to malign and mistreat, to slander and smear. The sacrifices of our tribal leaders every year on 8 days of Hanukkah are a direct rebuke of this fake news. After all, isn't the ultimate goal of every election to be a Chanukah Habayit, a rededication of our sacred project together? Our daily Torah readings on Hanukkah tell us the war against fake news requires only this: communal leaders with the humble courage to say, we are in this together. We share a common dream and a common bond. We are equals, even as we share different perspectives. Second, let me focus on the very foundation of who we are. Judah is our central character. In our parsha, he's willing to sacrifice himself for the well-being of his family, of our family. Anochi e'ervenu. I myself will be surety for my brother. Miyadi tivakshinu. You may hold me responsible, he says to his father. Judah's name is Yehudah. We are Yehudim. Our religion is called Yahadut, Judaism. You are a Yehudi, a Jew. Judah holds our name as a people and as a religion. But why? Why does Judah get this honor? Why not Moses or Abraham or Jacob? Why is Judah's name our name? And what does Yehudi, our name, have to do with fake news? The essence of fake news is to avoid responsibility and to cast blame. The cornerstone of fake news is to hide the truth and destroy trust. Judah's name is a powerful rejection of all the goals of fake news. Remember the moment that Judah set the destiny of his life. After his wife died and he completed his mourning process, Judah condemned an unknown harlot to death by burning. In his self-righteous indignation, at least in his public persona, he's appalled by this woman. But then he discovers that this woman is his daughter-in-law Tamar, and that he himself, Judah, was the man who slept with her. Judah was the culprit. But we all know the culture of fake news requires such a man to deny and denigrate. The essence of fake news is to reject what is plainly true. But Judah did neither. Rather, Judah did the opposite. Tzadkami meni, she, Tamar, is more righteous than I. These are Judah's words. These two Hebrew words constitute one of the most powerful moments in all of human history. 2 words, not more. Maybe never before or since have we seen a more extraordinary moment of human courage and leadership and transformation. Tzodkami meni, she is more righteous than I. Fake news knows nothing of this kind of honesty and courage and human dignity. Torah knows how to defeat fake news, leaders with great courage and great humility. Third and lastly, I'll close my case with a story about the Hanukkah lights. Why do we make such a big deal over this holiday? And what's it got to do with fake news? Fake news pushes us to see the worst, the most ugly, the least human aspect of a situation. Come on, a demonic pedophile ring in a pizza parlor? But Hanukkah is the opposite. What Hanukkah says is that one light can change our world. Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson shares this little idea. There's a man in Wuhan who went to a market to buy a few bats for his family dinner. If you ask him, "Sir, do you feel that you're a leader?" He laughs. Of course not. "Sir, do you believe that you can have a global impact?" "Me? I'm just a simple guy, one of 12 million citizens of Wuhan trying to get by." But then this man sneezes. And a few months later, 7.7 billion lives are changed. The world is on lockdown. Says Rabbi YY, never say that you can't make a difference. Never say you can't be a force that banishes fake news and brings in bright news. Never believe that any act, any small mitzvah of love and kindness and any gesture of generosity is meaningless. One man in Wuhan changed the world with a sneeze. One person can make all the difference. What will it take to eliminate the fake news? Leaders like the chiefs of our 12 tribes, people like Judah, Yehudah, who have the courage to admit, she is more righteous than I, and every one of us who lit the Hanukkah menorah for the last 8 days. We can't beat back the darkness of fake news with a stick. That kind of darkness will only be beaten by acts of light. Every smile, touch, hug, question, every mitzvah we do moves us closer to the light of hope and openness and concern for others. It took one Matisyahu to secure Jewish history. It takes one flame, millions of times over, to darken the forces of fake news and brighten our hopes for the world. Shabbat Shalom. Can you hear me? Aleinu 282. If you'd like to rise, please feel free to do so.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא אחר כגדול הרצון, ולא שמענו כמשפחת האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו גהם, וגורלנו בכל המונה, ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
287. Okay. As always, we remember loved ones. Before concluding Mourner's Kaddish, Psalm 294, I'll read the names of loved ones we're remembering. If you want to share the name of loved one in a text in our chat, please feel free to do so. Remember this laid to rest this week, just yesterday, the dear Safra grandmother of our beloved Shai Kedmi. Remember your Safta Victoria Kedmi. Remember laid to rest in the last 30 days. Anne Hand, uh, Ivan's beloved mom, and Mark Hessel, Jeff Hessel's dad. And we remember the yortzeit of the following beloved family members: Samuel Abrams and Leslie Barshop, Bernice Chodash, Natalie Ramos de Leon, Joseph Denton Fass and Harry Fink, Edwin Frederick, and Louis Golub and Rose Golub, Morris Gustav and Rose Gustav, Saul Jacobs and Freda Crown, Abraham Limpert, Arthur Michelson, Arlene Michelson, Theodora Miller and Joseph Raymer, Martin Schwat and Jerome Tesler, Eleanor Spiegel Rubin, Ralph Leon Shear, Harry Smolowitz, Bruce Weiner, Harry Weinberg, and Gertrude Cooper. May all of their memories be for a blessing, and all others that we're remembering on this holy Shabbat. Mourners Kaddish, if you'd like to rise, please feel free to do so. 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. B'yalma divrach iruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'galav izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam l'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yidnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'bramav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel. And let us say one last time together, amen ve'amen. Yes. Oh, okay. Thanks. All right. Thank you all for letting us know you couldn't hear from my headset. It was still green, so I didn't realize. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Let's see. Gremlins, exactly.
Hanukkah gremlins.
Audio Hanukkah, post Hanukkah
The,
gremlins.
the Hanukkah gremlins were upset that Hanukkah was over.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, Cantor.
So they
Adam,
were
that's-
creating noise in back of us and back of the chapel. They were fiddling with the microphones, I think.
It's so cold in here. I'm freezing. Okay, tomorrow morning, Torah study, 9 a.m. And the unbelievable extravaganza, beautiful celebration of Lila Freeman becoming Bat Mitzvah, our Shabbat morning service at 10:30. Be wonderful, exciting to share that with all of you, Mishpacha Freeman. Tomorrow night, Havdalah, 5:30. And as I mentioned a little while ago, we are definitely gearing up and planning for our special Martin Luther King Shabbat. Cantor Adam, you want to say anything about what's for sure so far, or do you want to hold off?
It's going to be great.
We're excited both on the music front and on the speaking front, but we're going to refrain, exercising self-restraint until it's 100%. It's all 100% confirmed. But next, it's a month from now, I guess, more or less. Let's see. On Tuesday, oh no, I guess we're a couple weeks away from here. But on Tuesday, January 5th, Cantor Adams Campfire Song Share continues, and let's see what else. Morning Minyan this coming week, Monday and Thursday morning. And I don't know, is Rabbi Tara really teaching on December 29th? I'm not teaching on December 22nd, but we have our every Wednesday Mourner support group at 10 a.m. Please, for any reason, let Daphne know, and be wonderful for you to join to join Rabbi Tara and the others. And let's see, did I leave anything out? I feel like I have, but
Check your emails and local listings for times and channels.
exactly. All right. All right. I guess that's enough. Okay. So the Freemans, you're up for Motzi, right? I mean Kiddush and Motzi,
I think
yes?
before, are we doing Motzi and then our glory? Did I get all dressed up for nothing?
No, you didn't get
Oh,
dressed
it's
up
happening
for
after Kiddush?
what are you referring?
Hanukkah glory.
Yeah,
Is that
Yeah.
after Kiddush?
I believe so.
After
Yeah.
Kiddush?
Yes.
Oh, I just was making sure.
You explain to the to all of our family out there
Well,
what's
as you can
going
tell
on.
from my my attire, had a costume change. You know, I was wearing the tie before. The Hanukkah Gremlins gave it to me, and this is my Hanukkah themed onesie, which I was wearing under my sport coat. It's very soft, and we're gonna have pictures of everyone in their Hanukkah glory coming up soon. But first, and most importantly, the Freemans are gonna help us with Kiddush.
And Motzi.
After
Coco.
that, we'll sing. We'll have a motzi. Yeah, we'll do that too.
Mhm.
So, take it away.
All right.
Right.
Freemans.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen.
Amen. I'll continue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza v'hanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava v'ratzon inchilanu zikaron למעשה בראשית כי יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים קיבלנו ברכה ויצאנו קדשה
Anna.
כל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen.
Now the Freemans will lead us in Hamotzi.
You. Unmute again. Do it again. Ready? Hannah, ready to hold it? Say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
It seems very appropriate that we should be in the chapel tonight, Freeman, since you spent every Friday night in this before COVID, pre-COVID. Is that like BC? No, never mind.
Before COVID.
Every Friday night for so many years. I don't know. It feels there's something special about being in this room and this being your night, Lila. So, all right. Cantor Adams. Everyone had a full, viewing of Cantor Adams' Superman costume.
It's got a hood. Check it out. Super
That
awesome.
is awesome.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
We should all.
Some of you have already seen this, but in case you haven't, I'll make the outfit complete.
In other words, if you happen to miss his Hanukkah performances,
I don't miss Hanukkah. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't miss it at all. I'm not having withdrawal.
All right. He's scoring more.
Okay, let's cue up the slideshow. Cue up the bubble machine, Mr. Botwinick. We there?
Yeah.
Okay. Shy, let's play a little one light, shall we? One light, one little light, one light to light up the
one precious light, that's the light within you. That's the light within me. The air so cold, the sky so black, the winter frost, the ice like glass. I'm coming home on through the night to find my way. I have my light. One little light, one light to light up the darkness. One light, one precious light, that's the light within you. That's the light within me. And you, I see, are feeling cold. The winter chill burns through your soul. I'm holding up my flame so bright to warm us all within its light. One light, one little light, one light to light up the darkness. One light, one precious light, that's the light within you. That's the light within me. For everyone who's on their own, for all of us so far from home, for every spirit aching with cold, here's all the light our hearts can hold. One light, one little light, one light to light up the darkness. One light, one precious light, that's the light within you. That's the light within me.
Shabbat shalom, all. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.